friends, Belmore here. Welcome back to my kitchen. So today I'm going to be stepping away from the human cuisine part of the book and I'm going to bring you a dish from the Underdark. But speaking of human cuisine, I'm actually nearing the end of the human cuisine part of the cookbook. So I want to know, where do you think I should go next? Elven? Dwarvish? Halfling? You can leave your comments on the video, or I'm also going to put a poll up on my Twitter account. Go head over, vote, and just let me know what you think. But back to the dish. So today I'm going to be making Deep Gnome Trillimac Pods. Let's get started. So for this, I'm going to chop up some mushrooms, onions, garlic, and parsley. So to start this off, I'm going to cook up the mushrooms with some salt. So the deep gnomes, or they can be referred to as their much more fun to say name, the Svirfneblin, are the Underdark variant of gnomes. They're generally more serious and suspicious to outsiders than rock gnomes are, and they're very secretive of their ways, including the tightly held secret of this recipe. Trillimac is a fictional 3-foot tall mushroom that grows in the Underdark. It's harvested and used by many of the denizens of the Underdark. And now that the liquid has evaporated a bit from those, I am going to put in about half the onion and some salt. So this recipe is going to have 2 different stuffings in it, so that's why I'm only putting half the onion and garlic into this right now. And now that that's softened a bit, I'm going to mix it in with the mushrooms. And I'm going to add about half the garlic. And let that just cook up for a minute to get fragrant. And I'm going to deglaze this with cherry. I'm going to put the parsley in, stir that around, and just let it cool. Now back in the pan, I'm going to add the remainder of the onion and a little bit of salt. Now that that's softened up, I'm going to add the remainder of the garlic. And I'm just going to let that cook for about a minute. Now to this I'm going to add the ricotta, an egg, some parmesan, a little bit of salt, and some pepper. I'm just going to mix this together and let it cool. Now it's time to start building the pod. I'm going to start by putting the wonton wrappers into the muffin tin. Now I'm going to put in some of the ricotta mixture. Now some of the mushroom mixture. And repeat. And one more top layer of wonton. Now this is going to get finished off with a little bit of fontina and parmesan topping. Spread very thin on top of the wontons. Now those are going to go in the oven for about 20 minutes. Now that those are finished, it's time to plate them up and serve. So when I saw this recipe when I was reading through it, I was really excited. Mushrooms, onions, garlic, and cheese? What's not to love? And it is delicious. However, the recipe called for thinly sliced mushrooms, and I'm wondering if perhaps they should have gone a little more coarsely chopped. This is because my pies didn't really stick together right. You know, maybe it was the wrong size tin, or maybe I overstuffed them, but the layers didn't seem to stick together in cohesively. So maybe the coarsely chop will help with that. That being said, though, it is delicious. So I'd call it a net win. I hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram or Twitter at chef_Valmore. The links are in the description below. And don't forget to check out my Twitter and let me know in the poll what my next section through the cookbook should be. Elven, halfling, or dwarven cuisine. Thanks for watching, and come on back next week for another recipe.